Yo, what's up guys? Superfly here bringing you a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about life as a goalkeeper after the update and what I think needs to change and just my general thoughts. You guys can agree, disagree with me, but these are the things that I think are really holding Goalkeeper back and what I would like to see changed. If you guys have any input, please write it in the comments below. Alright, so before I get into this rant, I do want to give a huge shout out to the EA dev that's in my Discord. In his own free time, he is responding to clips, messages, chatting with the community and really getting involved. Our one-to-ones have been great. He really does want it to work. There's a few hurdles obviously he has to go through, and it's not sometimes as easy as me voicing my opinion or you guys shouting in the Discords to just get these changes in. It does take time, and it takes us as a community to push certain things, so then the dev has feedback and information to take to the studio and say, look, this is what they want, and you know, they can kind of work on it. So I just want to say a huge W to the dev. He's been amazing. But Goalkeeper is far from perfect, and we are going to go into it. So it's probably going to be a bit of a lengthy video, but please stick by and watch it. Comment down below your thoughts, any issues. And again, like I said, join the Discord if you really want to have your voice heard pretty quickly, but always respect the dev in the Discord, guys. It's a huge rule of mine. So the first thing we're going to look at is responsiveness and delay, how it was before and what it is like now. So before, as you all know, Goalkeeper was absolutely unplayable. There was no point even playing Goalkeeper. You couldn't save anything. You'd probably make maybe 2 saves a game, if that, and you'd be conceding 8, 9, 10 goals. Since the update, it's been a lot better. I do have to give credit there. It's been much better. You do make saves. You can make, 10, 11 saves a game now, and you can go on to get a clean sheet. Great, amazing. But I will say, as we've now been playing it for, over a week, sometime, you do start to see the cracks again. And there still is a big, real problem with responsiveness, delay, flicking your right stick, and the shots are still going in. So only the dev and the team knows what code in and what needs to be done to fix that. We don't know, okay? We're just going off gameplay and how it feels. And at times it does feel great, but at certain times when it just feels broken still with the delay and responsiveness, you feel like you should have saved that shot when you flick in the right way, and it's still just going in, your goalkeeper dives late, or sometimes not even dives at all. So there definitely needs work there. And my solution to that, it's not always just increasing the responsiveness and lowering the delay. I honestly, with all my heart, believe that most of this problem is coming from the shot speed, the power, the accuracy. And I think that the devs, no matter how much they do, like increase us with responsiveness and delay, the attacking players, they just have so much. And it's so easy for them just to get into the box and low driven with 95 power, and from the 6-yard box, penalty spot, the 16-yard box, no matter where it is inside that box, I feel like they are probably always going to score, which shouldn't be the case. If you're in a good position and you're diving the right way, I believe that you should be able to get a hand to it, make a save. So I do believe that half the problems for this delay feeling that we're getting is because of the shot speed, and that obviously increases us as humans to react to that shot speed. So it doesn't matter how much they increase the save window, whether it's how it was before, maybe a second, maybe now it's 1.5 seconds window for making a save. I don't think it matters. There's only so much they can increase that to, from when the shot is being played and when the ball's in the back of the net. And from outside the box, obviously it's going to be a lot longer time, but what can help that is the shot power. If that shot power is lower and it doesn't travel as fast as it does, that will increase our save window time, because the ball will take longer to get to us. And with our window save open, it's going to increase it. So for me, I genuinely believe to fix the delay and responsiveness, shot power needs to be nerfed a lot. It's way too powerful now. And if I need to play as a striker, as a goalkeeper, with no shooting stats, just to get clips and do a full live stream of me doing it to prove that shooting is overpowered and you can shoot with anybody and still score goals against pro keepers, even with a goalkeeper, I will do it to prove my point. Shooting has to be nerfed. It's crazy how powerful shots are, and unfortunately, I don't think they will get nerfed. They've said they've nerfed the low driven, and it's still the same. Shooting has to be nerfed, and alongside that will increase our responsiveness. All right, so that is the responsiveness. There's also some input delay, including with that, with the right stick. And we've got to talk about as well, coming out to catch a ball from crosses, corners, holding X or square to claim the ball. Again, rushing out with pressing B or circle to make yourself big for those saves, especially in a 1v1 situation where it's going to be really crucial to pull off those saves and know exactly what save animation you're getting. Right now, it's still like a Russian roulette. You press B or circle, you don't know if you're going to make yourself big, fall to the floor, do a Superman dive. There is no consistency with pressing these inputs. If you're coming out to claim for the ball, sometimes your keeper will dive out of the way. Sometimes your keeper will jump up for the ball and totally miss it. These inputs really don't work, and I would recommend staying on your line most of the time. And even if you've got the cross claimer on, it's still not guaranteeing you saves. So I'd be very cautious if you are coming out to claim the ball. So I think these inputs do need to get changed pretty quickly, because it's a big part of playing as a goalkeeper, coming out to claim the balls and in a 1v1 to make yourself big, to close the angles down against the attacker. The save modifier, holding R1 or RB and using your right stick after the attacker has shot, it does work at times, and then at times you just fall to the floor, get the wrong animation, and it doesn't always work for you. And I feel like if something like this is in the game to give you increased reactions and responsiveness to a shot that is pretty close, anything from the penalty spot to your goal, I feel like should be working. And again, it has its place, which I will do a video separately of when I have found an area of it working that helps me a lot. The video will be coming soon about that, but for the most part, it doesn't really work. If you've got a sweat and they're shooting it across goal and you're out of position a little bit because you were covering that near post, yes, there is times you can make a save across the goal, but using this R1 modifier, I feel like you should be able to dive correctly and at least get your hand on the ball again, like I previously said. But sometimes you don't, you just fall back. And again, for headers and volleys, it should be working for those instances as well, but it doesn't. But I do have to say, the modifier save only works after a shot has been taken. Again, that also goes back to the previous point of window time and shot power. You cannot use this until the shot has been taken. The ball needs to be in flight for this to work. So your reaction times have got to be second to none. And again, I feel like that's pretty unfair. What I would recommend for this, I would like this to be as just a general right stick flick. We need all the help we can get as a keeper. We've got to guess the direction, the height of the shots, all this type of stuff, which I'll touch on in a second. So what I personally think is the R1 modifier, as much as it's a great feature to have, it just doesn't feel nice to hold R1 to flick your right stick. Sometimes you forget to do it, and when you do it, like I said, there's bad animations. I would love them to implement this exact same thing for these shots to activate when you flick the right stick. For normal saves, I don't get it why it's not. Again, it's just another layer of coding on top of making saves that I believe is just causing an issue with making saves. So like I said, my personal opinion would be to either remove this feature and just have it as a base save input and make it work, because currently it's not viable. And then we go on to camera with the free kicks. I've had a lot of bad camera angles with the free kicks, and the one you've seen on screen here is crazy. I can't even see up the field. It's completely side on. I can't kick the ball up the pitch, and when I do, it just goes out for a throw-in. Again, camera, very bad. Guessing the height of the shots, I have posted a video about this where if you flick left on your right stick, you will get some coverage for the bottom and for the top bins, but again, it just complicates things way too much. Let me know in the comments below. Do you ever flick down into the corners, up into the top? I've been playing it for 15 years and it's so embedded in me now just to flick left and right. And it's an input that you don't think about. When you have got to flick down into the corners, up into the corners, it's something you've really got to think about. And I don't want to be sitting here thinking, where's he shooting? Where's he shooting? On top of what height is he shooting? And then you've got to wait for that shot to happen. Again, going back to the window time and shot power, it just decreases that time again. Because now you've got to wait for the ball to be at least mid-flight to know if it's top bins, middle or bottom. Yes, a lot of the shots are going to be low shots at the minute, but even if you keep flicking down into the corners and they go top bins, you've just got to constantly guess. And again, this is something I actually want gone. I really want there to be a skill gap as a goalkeeper, because I think it's needed and it'd be nice. This is way over the top, in my opinion. I feel like it's way too complicated. It's not fun to use. And new goalkeepers coming into this are going to find it impossible. So let me know in the comments what you think about this. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Personally, again, I think it should just be gone. I think it should just be left or right flicks and just have this as a modifier in the background that if they do go low, you should be able to make the save. As long as your positioning is right and you've got the timing right, you should get these saves. The new goalkeeper UI shot indicator, when it highlights blue in the direction of where they're aiming to shoot the ball. Again, it's a lovely little feature and something I was really pumped at. And at the start, I was like, oh yeah, this is really good for us. But as again, the weeks have gone on, it's becoming a lot more of a hindrance, and I know a lot of you guys are really focusing in on that UI indicator, and at times it's got me the wrong save input because I'm looking at it, it's saying that they go into the near post and they've shot across body, and I know a lot of you guys are religiously looking at it, and I get asked all the time, what do? Do I look at the UI or the player? Because I'm experienced and I've been playing it for so long, I always look at the player, and with my peripheral vision I can see at the bottom of the screen, and I look for pixels that change. If I see a pixel change and it highlights that it's going to this way, I will really quickly try to assess my positioning, where he is that a logical shot choice he's going for there, or is it as he's running into the box he's trying to adjust his aim to get ready for a cross body? And I kind of go off my own instincts, and but I always look at the player and the foot and his angles, and then after the shot's been taken I kind of see where the ball flight is heading first. But sometimes you don't have enough time to do that. If it's shots that are on the 6-yard line that have come from a sweat or a header, you don't have time to wait for the blue indicator. I know it's there as just an indicator. It's not 100% guaranteed, but I feel like it messes people up way more than what it helps the goalkeepers. And yeah, if a striker knows it's there, as they're running in, they're looking left, right, like you're playing NHL, and your indicators are flashing left and right really fast, and it really confuses things. So again, I think this should be gone. I really like how it used to be back in the day, where if a striker is on the ball and when he is about to shoot the ball, a red ring goes underneath the attacker's player, which tells you this player is about to shoot, he's powering up for a shot, so you can get ready as a keeper for a save. It stops you from flicking the right stick early and then sending your goalkeeper to Mars. You can wait until you see that indicator so you know a shot is coming, and then you can flick the right stick. For me, that is way more beneficial. That worked 100% of the time because it was highlighting to you when they're going to shoot, not giving you a direction. It just says, look, they're going to shoot now, they're powering up, get ready. And you got to make that decision whether it's left or right based on their positioning, because at the minute it's confusing a lot of people. After the last update, goalkeepers are having a problem where we just get hard locked out and we're running out of our box to chase a ball down even though we're not touching anything. Again, this needs addressing quickly because it can result in match winning goal for the other team. And if you're playing compet, it can be really crucial. So again, this is something that needs addressing quickly. And holding the goalkeeper rush button, Y or triangle, to come out to close an attacker down in a 1v1. Again, this is working slightly. It's working a lot better than what it was, but it's still not functioning to its best ability of how it always used to be. If I'm holding Y to rush out with my goalkeeper, I want to rush out and attack the ball, not the player. And I feel like a lot of the times your goalkeeper gets attracted to the player, and if the player just does a ball roll, sometimes your keeper just stands still. He doesn't adjust to try and run for the ball. I'm not asking for the holding the goalkeeper rush out to make saves. I think that should be a right stick input, or even with the B or circle to make yourself big. But I at least want my player to lock onto the ball when I'm holding Y or triangle. I want it to lock on and run towards the ball, and then as I get near it, I can leave go of goalkeeper rush and make a save, or press B to do a make yourself big save. And if he does decide to ball roll, if I'm making myself big, hopefully my feet will catch the ball, or it could go for a penalty. That's a decision and something that you will have to live with if that happens. But I want my goalkeeper to rush out for 1v1s where I lock onto the ball, and it's the same for the corners. Crosses, I want to hold Y or triangle to rush out, get underneath the ball and be able to punch and catch it from just holding Y and not have any inputs with that, because at the minute it's not working, and like you jump for it and it goes over your head, or you start diving when it's just a normal catch. I think it's messing up even the loose balls that are coming in, and I believe that's what the problem is with the crosses. And if you got a 2v1 and this guy here is on the ball and you're coming out, track this guy, okay, and you're holding Y to rush out and he passes it like a through ball past you, or even if it's just a normal A pass, if he passes it, your goalkeeper stands still. He doesn't move. It like locks him off the ball. And again, that is linked to this like loose ball feature, and I strongly believe that is linked to this new input of jumping to catch the ball manually. So if they can tie all these together, I think that'll fix a lot of problems and not have so many different inputs for different things. It's complicating it. We want it simple. We want a right stick to make a dive, okay? We want Y or triangle to rush out and lock onto the ball, and then give us the input to make a save with it. Don't have the Y to make a save, because it's frustrating. The keepers can do that. And we also want the catch and punch, I believe, to be gone, and just have it where you rush out. If a ball is in the air, you can rush out and hold Y, and Y will punch or catch it. And if that is an issue with messing up with running out on a 1v1, and if you're holding Y, it's going to make a save if they have it, so you punch and catch with it, then yes, maybe we have to flick up on the right stick to catch the ball. So that's what I feel like, changes that need to be made. And we want it simple, right? We just want the right stick just to make a save. We just want the inputs to do what they want and what they need. Nothing crazy, because that is when complications come. Again, I do respect the dev a lot. The dev has been a fucking legend in the Discord and our conversations. This is not a dig at him. I know even in our interview, he did say all the decisions that he has made to put forward, I've shit on them. And I did say that wasn't the case. Any idea is better than no idea. And I fully respect him putting his ideas out there and trying things. That's what we want as a keeper, is new additions, new ideas. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Maybe it's something that they can work on in the future and slowly adapt to it and make it right. But I do feel like it was a little bit rushed, or it hasn't been fully executed, whether that's with the people that they have testing it in the back end and don't really have a clue what they're doing, or haven't tested it in club games over and over again, you know, for long periods. I don't know how their testing phase is, but it's not a dig at the dev. The dev's a fucking legend. But this is my personal opinion of goalkeeping. I've been playing it for a long time, as you guys know. I've seen it at its best. From FIFA 11 to FIFA 19, goalkeeping was fucking great. At the minute, it's better than what it was a couple of weeks ago, but it still is not great. There's still a lot of problems, and it does need to get fixed. And I know the dev is working hard on it, and we are working together. But please, dev, if you are watching this video, please give us what we need. We just want goalkeepers to be able to make simple saves and do what we want. A lot of that, again, is because of shot power, but adding too many controls like the R1 modifier, X and B to punch and catch the ball, things like that, it's really confusing things. And as a goalkeeper, you really have split seconds time to react to things, and adding things in is really complicating it and adding human delay alongside the game delay, and it's just completely off track. So yeah, hopefully I've described and got my point across. Things need to change quick. Playstyles, I'll touch on it really fast. For me, I know we've had a discussion back and forth with me and the dev, and he's explained how things are meant to work. I will be posting a video up at some point explaining it. For me, I feel like the far reach should be working all the time outside the box, not just if you're out of position and then it triggers to like dive across the goal to make that save. For me, far reach should be working every single shot outside the box. With the way it is now, you are rewarding bad positioning for a playstyle, and that shouldn't be the case. You should be rewarded for good positioning and still get that playstyle to activate. I also believe the far reach should be working inside the box, especially for when people are passing it across the box and you're covering that near post and you cannot get across to that far corner in time. So there needs to be a playstyle, or the far reach is the perfect one for us to get across there. It should be a shot all the time inside that box, I feel like. Whether that's overpowered, I don't know. Okay, I could be talking complete shit here, but for me, I feel like we need something for shots inside the box, and we have none except for the foot shot save and deflector. But the deflector doesn't really help you that much. The foot shot save is really good. It triggers a lot. Deflector helps you at times. I feel like that could be triggered a lot more. The cross claimer, I feel like it's a playstyle that not many people are using, and especially the far throw one. I feel like that is another one that not many people use. I would love you to bring back the quick reflexes. I don't know why you took it out. We need something like that, where the quick reflex was for inside the box, the far reach was for outside the box. We need something for inside the box, because at the minute, playstyles are not activating when they should, and when we think they should be activating, it's not. It's because of our positioning. We were too good for our positioning, or it didn't activate because of this. And I feel like we need a lot more help with playstyles. We haven't got many to choose from. Like I said, the cross claimer and the far throw, I feel like are pretty useless. It's very rare that you're going to be throwing the ball out that's going to make a difference for a far throw playstyle. And with the cross claimer, you can do it perfectly fine without it being there, I feel like, personally. But yeah, guys, let me know what your thoughts are. I know it's a little bit of a long video, but yeah, comment down below, drop a like, all that good stuff. Join my Discord. It's pinned in the comments, and I'll see you soon, boys. Thank you all. Bye-bye.